Hey y'all, Tony here at Harrisonburg Honda, and of course we're back again with the highly anticipated 2023 CR-V Sport Touring Hybrid. Let's check it out. Now we hope you joined us for part one, where we dove into the newly redesigned CR-V and the EX and the EXL platform. Now behind us today is probably the most sought after CR-V yet, and it's that Sport Touring Hybrid model. Now traditionally, you could get a touring model with the 1.5 turbo. Now you have to get that 2.0 hybrid motor, which has a 204 horsepower output and is the most fuel efficient CR-V yet. So let's check it out. Now, one of the first things you'll notice with this newly redesigned CR-V Sport Touring Hybrid is that awesome blacked out grille. Now, with that blacked out grille, Cascade black metal finish, but also down here at our lower grille fascia as we have those intake vents now, which is going to be new for the Sport Touring models. It's sweet, it gives it that sharp, sporty feel now, and it flows and brings that front end together. So we'll also notice now with the Sport model, our headlight housing. It's also blacked out and it really sets off that front end for the CR-V Sport. Also now, right where we have our functional side vents, below that we have our front parking sensors now. On your Sport Touring model, you're gonna get the full safety package from Honda, from inside the vehicle and outside the vehicle. Now from the side profile of this new redesigned Sport Touring CR-V, aesthetically, it's probably the best looking CR-V yet. Now that's no knock on the EX or the EXLs. This black wheel package for this Sport Touring, I'm a little biased for it. Now you'll get a 19-inch package on your Sport Touring, but then on the Sport model, it's gonna be that same blacked out 18-inch wheel package. Now on your Sport models, you get that black side mirror, which of course sets off the sport aesthetics of that CR-V. It matches the badging, the grille, and also those blacked out roof rails we have up top, which is gonna be standard on your Touring model. Now moving down, your Sport and your Sport Touring is still gonna have that privacy glass in your secondary windows and your quarter glass windows as well, and in the back. Now to the back of that new redesigned Sport Touring CR-V, we see some aesthetics with our lower bumper that we don't see in the EX and the EXL. It's got a little more beef to it, has more substance, but it really gives it more depth. With that dual exhaust finish and your rear parking sensors, that rear end for the CR-V now is one of the most aesthetically pleasing and the sportiest yet. Moving up, what really breaks up now is a slight little black banner you get around your taillights. Now it really wraps with those lighter color options for the CR-V Sport Touring Hybrid. Now our urban gray, our radiant red, and now even that still night pearl, back end is really gonna pop with that blacked out aesthetic on that taillight. Now above that taillight, we're also gonna see something that really breaks up that rear end. You have a blacked out spoiler now for the Sport and the Sport Touring. When you compare that to the EX and the EXL that are body matched, this just really brings that Sport name to life, and it really breaks up that rear end. If you joined us for part one, simplicity was a key word that we talked about time and time again with this new CR-V. And now with these badges on the CR-V Sport Touring Hybrid, simplicity is just that. Very minimalistic designs when we see how they're stacked with the CR-V and the Hybrid badge, but also with your Sport and your Touring badge. Like I said, aesthetically pleasing and very minimalistic is the key words for Honda. Now looking at this vehicle, you would have no idea it's a hybrid until you saw that little badge right there. Now that goes against what Honda's done traditionally. They used to have badges down the side, even blue emblems that indicate it's a hybrid. Now it blends in with the pack. Now just like with your EXL non-hybrid option, your Sport Touring hybrid option gets that power lift tailgate. Now our Sport Touring option still gives us that adjustable height tailgate, which for short people like me, it's awesome. On the interior of our cargo space, our width and our height are gonna be the same as our gas powered options. The one thing that we do lose though is that additional storage capabilities. We don't have that raise and drop platform here, so we do lose just a tad bit of space that we would have had with our gas powered model. And the whole reason behind that is where the battery is located. So to save space with Honda, they've put that battery just below our rear seat, which trickles just a little bit into the cargo area. So because of that, now we do lose that space, but we make up for it with that increased miles per gallon in this awesome CR-V. So we still get that 60-40 cargo split. So again, we talked about the loss of cargo. It is very, very, very minimal because you still have the ability to adjust those back seats, lay them flat, and you still can use all that additional cargo space that makes the CR-V amazing. Now that we've given you the Spark Notes version of the outside of this new Sport Touring Hybrid CR-V, let's jump on the inside. Now the inside of the CR-V Sport Touring Hybrid and the Sport Hybrid option, aesthetically pleasing, is going to be identical to what we see in the EX and the EXL packages, except for one big thing that sticks out. these custom stitch seats now. Now on your sport and your sport touring, you're gonna get that orange stitch seats, but on your sport touring that I'm in now, you're gonna get those leather seats. So you'll see that, and that really what makes the sport different from the EX and the EXL packages. Now, what we already talked about in part one are what makes these new CRV seats special, so I'll give you a little hint. It's a new redesigned seat and it's the best one yet, but tune into part one for some more details. Your sport touring model gets that awesome 9-inch touchscreen display and built-in navigation via Honda satellite, plus Bose audio sound system for the first time in the CRV equipped here in the sport touring. Just like with your EXL package, you have that leather-wrapped steering wheel that's going to share that same orange stitching now that we have with our seats. Now for the first time, Honda's relocated that heated steering wheel button. Traditionally, it was kind of pinned back behind the steering wheel, a little tricky to get to. Now it's smack dab in the center just below your horn, and it's super easy to access, and it's nice and warm. Just like with our EXL packages, we have those memory seats for your driver. Driver 1 and Driver 2 can customize their setting for the driver position seats. Plus we get the dual climate control, the heated seats, the heated steering wheel, wireless phone charging, wireless Apple CarPlay. It's endless, and it truly makes this new Sport Touring CRV Hybrid the best CRV ever. Now, besides the one badge we have on the outside to let people behind you know that you're in a hybrid CRV, we have that small little detail on that drive column to also let you know that you're in the best CRV yet, the CRV Hybrid. Now, by now, guys, you know our channel and you know me, and you know I like to talk and I can talk your ear off. So tune into part one where I go into the full in-depth detail of what makes this new CRV awesome. And I talk about the EXL package as well and the EX models. So don't forget to tune in for part one for even more details on the awesome CRV. There you are. You found it, the backseat of the all-new CRV. Let's check it out. Now the backseat of the all-new CRV is just as spacious as the last generation model was, if not a little more. Now, also we'll notice that with our first-gen hybrid models, there was a cooling vent for your battery located just on that lumbar side, on the either side of your backseat passengers. Now, Honda's eliminated that little vent, and they've actually tucked it under the seat now to give you more space in your lumbar across that back seat. We have that adjustable backseat ability now, all new for the CRV. So you have 8-way adjustable angles for your rear passengers to get comfortable for those long trips. Now for the first time on the CRV, and of course the CRV Touring model, are going to be those USB-C charging ports in the rear for your backseat passengers. Now not only is it the first time for Honda, but it's the first time that they give you dual lightning charging ports in the rear. We feature a 2-liter non-turbo engine, 4-cylinder that is, with an Atkinson chain motor, that's your electric motor, and it has an output of 204 horsepower, which, like I mentioned earlier, is the most powerful CRV yet. So not only is it the most powerful CRV yet, but it is the most fuel efficient CRV yet, with a 40 mpg rating in the city, 34 on the highway, and 37 miles per gallon combined. Now, 40 mpgs in the city, 34 on the highway, and an SUV all-wheel drive that's just as capable of any SUV on the market, it's a pretty good buy. Especially when you can stack it up against the Civic and the Accord that average just around the same MPGs, but don't give you that all-wheel drive capabilities. Of course, if you tune into part one, we'll talk about what makes that EX and that EXL powertrain completely different than what we have here in our Sport and our Sport Touring. Now, of course, you're saying, Tony, the CRV looks awesome. I want it, but how much is it gonna cost? $35,745 is where your Sport Hybrid model starts at. Now, when you move up to the big dog like we're in now, the head honcho in the CRV lineup, your Sport Touring Hybrid, $40,395 is going to be that MSRP price for your non-premium color options. Well, folks, thank you again for checking out part two now of our CRV series. We hope you go and check out part one to wrap this two-part series up. But like we always say, the most important thing is we hope to see you in our showroom, checking it out and picking our brains on what makes this new CRV the best one yet. Thank y'all so much again for your support. Again, check out part one. We'll see you soon. Just be a little careful because this thing is on and you can't even hear it.